Hey, how's it going? This is Rick again from pseudosamurai.com. We're going to do another tutorial today, starting where we left off last time. We have our citrus level, which we built in Flash. And what we're going to do today is add some animation to make our game a little bit more fun, obviously. So let's look at where we were last time. We had this, we built this level in Flash, but you'll notice that my character doesn't move. In fact, nothing's animated right now. Okay, so we're going to look at some different ways to animate. Today we're going to start with the easiest way, and that's just using a SWF file. So Citrus can build a sprite sheet on the fly using an animated SWF. So it's probably the easiest way to do animation in the Citrus engine, but it might have a little bit more overhead and memory usage than some of the other methods. Okay, but it's pretty good, especially for something simple like this. So we're going to start there. Okay, so if we look in our graphics, okay, let me get rid of that. Your hero should have a walk animation FLA, okay, and it looks like this, right? So we've got our guy, boom, just like that, okay? So we're going to go through and animate him a few different ways. So to start, what I'm going to do is just save a copy of this Flash file, and I'm going to call it hero. But it'll fill in the FLA. Okay, so what I want to do to start is I kind of want to start from scratch. So I'm going to remove these tweens here, and I want to get rid of these frames. So if I hold Shift F5, that'll get rid of them. Okay, so this guy was built as some graphics, and what I'm going to do is break them up into some movie clips. Okay, so I have the body here. If I hide everything else, I have the body. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to hit, I'm going to break it up, so Control B until it's, well, don't break it up too much. So I'm going to break it up a little bit, and then I'm going to hit F8. Select it all, F8, turn it into a movie clip. We'll call this body. Okay, I'll lock that layer. And now I have some arms, so I have his right arm right here. This one I can break up all the way to a symbol, and we'll hit F8 and turn that into our right arm, RARM, and lock it. Next one we'll do is a left arm. So again, I'm going to break this all the way and call it LARM. And we've got a leg. Notice that the leg's rounded up top. That's usual, the way it usually is for animation, so that if you rotate it, it'll have a nice transition into the body. Anyway, I'm going to break this one up and F8, and we're going to call it leg, not left or right, because, well, they're exactly the same. So this one I don't really need. Not yet, anyway. Well, before I delete it, let's move our leg into position. Just do another leg. And this guy, I'm going to move him right exactly where the other one is. Oh, whoops. Put him here and delete that. Okay, so if I look over here, it's a movie clip, instance of leg. That's what I wanted. Excellent. Okay, so I don't really need to lock those up. Okay, now I can get rid of all these tweens in here. Oh, boom. Okay, and I'm going to change this to lock. So this is my first one. I'm also going to make a folder and just call it parts right here, so that I can kind of hide my body parts. Now, one more thing I want to do is go into my body here, and I'm going to separate these parts into different layers. Okay, so I have sort of the body shape, I have the helmet, and I have a face. So 3 layers. So I'll just take the helmet and put that on the top layer. And actually, I think we're gonna do something with the face. Okay, so I think what I'll do is turn it into its own movie clip. We'll call it face for now. And then we'll delete it. There we go. So the body will just be the lump in the helmet there. That's fine. Okay, and then the face, let's go to the face here. And the face actually needs to be broken up as well. Okay, we might not end up using the face really exactly the way you might think. So we'll go here and we'll go mouth. And we'll turn this one into eye. Since the eyes are exactly the same, we only do it once. Okay, so we have an eye, boom. Okay, good. Eye and mouth we'll put in our parts folder. Good, and let's go back to our walk. Okay, so I want to add 3 new layers. I'm going to have, we'll go with right eye, left eye, and mouth. Cool. So I'll use the face to kind of line it up. Now depending on where I put the face, changes which way he's looking, right? So the body's kind of straight on. So he could look straight on. He could look that way. He could look that way. Okay. I'm going to want him looking, you know, this direction here. So we'll just kind of position it. That looks fine. Okay. And then for my right eye, I'll go up here and find my eye. Let's make a little bit more room for my library. So I'll just drag in my eye and plop it right there. Good. So there's one eye. We'll just copy it and paste it. Or actually, I'm sorry. Copy it and go to our left eye layer and then paste it. So we want there, just like that. And then for our mouth, we'll just get it right there. Okay. Oh wait, I put it on the wrong layer, so I'm gonna cut it and I'll delete the face, put it right back on there. Okay. So I have those broken up. The reason is we're gonna do some animating with the face as well. Okay, so we're gonna start with a simple, oh, there's one more little problem here. Okay. Notice the registration points at the feet, and that's good practice for animation usually, but we're gonna move our guy, we're gonna center him as close as we can. Really, I should have centered him earlier. Because again, the box 2D registration is centered. Okay, so maybe what we can do is duplicate, whatever, call it copy, drag him out here, and actually we'll put him on his own layer here, paste him. Alright, now if I align to stage here, center completely. So my guy needs to move down just a little bit. So we'll take this and we'll try and boom. There we go. So now I know I have the exact center. I can get rid of that layer. Okay, good. So have my guy centered. Once we have each piece broken up into its own movie clip, okay, we can start doing a little animation here. But something that's very important is where we put the registration point on our pieces. Okay, so if I leave it the way it is, notice that the arm rotates around the center. Okay, and that's probably not what I want. I'd rather move this dot up here, so now the arm rotates this way, if that makes sense. Now, if I rotate it out, notice there's a little clip missing here. Okay, so with the legs, that wouldn't be a problem because, well, it's high enough up, but also the legs, whoops, the legs are rounded at the edge. So if I, you know, even here, as I do my rotation, right, it just kind of glides in. Okay. But with the arm, what we're going to have to do is add a little bit more to the arm. Okay, so I think the easiest thing to do is probably just pull the arm in a little bit, maybe round it. Go back to my run here. Okay, so now if I want to rotate this guy, I'm good. Okay, should be fine. Okay, we'll have to do the same thing over here. We'll just, you know, kind of extend it. Okay, good. So again, I want to set these pivot points where I want them. Up here, that's fine. For the body, it's actually going to be kind of down here. Alright, that's probably good for now. So takes a little experimentation to decide how long you want your walk animation to be. We'll just start off with 10. 10 might be a little too fast, but that's where we'll start. And so if I just select a frame and hold shift, I can get a line of them, and I'll hit F6. Okay, and if I look, the pivot points are in the same spot as I set them, even on the 10th frame there. So that's good. Okay, so we want them to start and end roughly in the same spot. Okay, the problem with exactly the same spot is so as this loops around, it'll get here, it'll hit this spot, and then it'll go to the next frame. Whoops. It'll go to the next frame, and everything will be in the same spot. So for 2 frames, everything will be exactly the same. Whereas as we go through here, everything will be moving. Okay, so it'll look like a little bit of a pause there. So what I'm going to want to do is kind of trim this extra. So I'm probably going to actually move this to 11 here, and then we'll stop it there. Okay, so that'll make more sense in a second. I'll go to 5, like halfway through, and we'll hit F6. There we go. Okay, and so at this position, what do we want to do? Well, you know, we could do like a full-on run cycle and discuss the different striking points and everything like that, but this is such a simple character. All we're going to do is just kind of just move the legs back and forth a little bit, maybe tilt him, move his arms. Okay, so we'll start with the leg here. So basically his legs are going to switch places, so I'm going to lock everything but his legs for a moment. Okay, so this leg comes back, and this leg, lock you, goes forward right about there. Okay, maybe that was too far, maybe right there. Okay. I also want the leg to tilt a little bit. So this one's the right leg here. So as it moves, I want it to tilt just a touch. And then same with my left leg, I'm going to have it tilt just a touch. Okay. That looks pretty funny already. Alright, next what we'll do is I'm going to move the whole body just a little bit. I just want to tilt him for just a... Oh, wait. So my center point's right here because I'm selecting multiple pieces. I'm going to move it down. Okay, so we're going to tilt him just a little bit here and move him up just a touch. Okay, good. Now for the arms, I'm going to have them kind of roll out. Okay. So you just kind of come into here and then coming back. So now what we'll do is come down here and just select a frame anywhere inside. You can do this one at a time, but it's easiest just to hold Shift and then right click and go create classic tween. Okay, and now we've got this sort of movement here. And then we'll do it again on this side. Create classic tween. So there we go. We've got a little walk motion here. Now what I'm going to do, create my frame there and trim the extra. Shift F5 will get rid of those frames. Okay. So we can hit the loop button down here and see what it looks like. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's probably a little too fast. Okay, but there's my guy running. Okay, so turn off the loop here. And if I want to extend it, I'll just come here and I'll hit F5, right? And I'll just extend it a little bit. F5, we'll go out to 15 maybe. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take this eye and I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to go duplicate and we'll call it eye close. Well, yeah, eye blink. How's that? I'm going to come in here and we're just going to kind of start the eye closing like that. Okay, good. And then I'm going to make another copy of the eye. And then we'll call this one eye close. Like that. Okay, come in here. So this is a full one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the line tool here to just, oh, that's a thick line. Let's shrink that line a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Whoa. Just going to, I'm having all kinds of trouble here. Kind of bend it down a little and then draw across and bend this one down a little. Trim the excess and then get rid of the line. Okay, so that's kind of the closed eye. Okay, good. Let's go back to our walk. Okay, and maybe right around here is where we'll start doing this. So what we want to do is add some frames. So we'll go right here for eyes. We'll go F6. F6, and then F6. Okay, so I need basically 4 keyframes in a row. On the second keyframe, we're going to start a blink. So I'm going to select, I'm going to deselect everything but my eyes here. So I'm going to select these 2 guys, and I'm going to go over here to swap, and I'm going to do the blink. Okay, then I go to this one, right? So just to make sure, I'm going to click here and here, go to swap, and we'll go to close. Okay, and then you know what? I did that wrong. I wanted the first one to be a blink right here. So let me change this. Blink. This one here will be closed. This one here will be blink again. And then this one is open. Okay, good. So he's just going to have a quick little blink during the run. So let's loop it again here. And so he's got a little blink in there. Okay. Good. So that's our walk animation. I'll save this real quick. So I'll go out to my scene, and this guy can be right here, and I'm just going to call him walk, just like that in the properties. Okay, so we got the walk. Now what we want to do is we need to make a jump. Okay, so we'll duplicate our walk, call it jump. Okay, and we'll come in here, and we kind of want to start from scratch. So I'm just going to get rid of the tween here, and then I'll get rid of all these frames. So Shift F5. So we have like a fresh start here. Okay, so the jump animation, basically very quickly he's gonna go up and then be in sort of a levitated pose. Okay, so it doesn't need to be very long, maybe 5 frames long, maybe a little more, we'll see. So first thing I'll do, let's go out to 6 here, and F6. Now, or actually, I'm sorry, don't F6, F5, because he's not gonna end up in the same position that we wanted. Okay, so I might go 2 frames out and hit F6. Okay, so right here. So at this point, I want him like full jump. Okay, so what's he look like while he's jumping? Well, I'm going to take the, oh, you know what, before I do that, so we'll get rid of that. So I want to make sure I set my pivot points. Okay, so the pivot point transferred over from the other one, so that's good. So we're good. F6, and so I want his upper body, right, to lean back a little bit. Okay, so I remember to move this pivot point. Because I'm selecting multiples, it doesn't stay persistent, right? So I want him to lean back a little and maybe move up a little, just like that. Okay, and then let's get the arms going for fun, like that. And for the legs, we'll just kind of, there you go. Now he looks like he's jumping, right? Whee! Then we'll come out to the end here, and we'll hit F6 again. And basically, I'm not going to have him land. I'm just going to kind of relax the position. So he had that initial sort of heavy push, and now he's just kind of falling. And maybe I'll rotate the body a little bit. Okay, so he jumps and relaxes. Okay, just like that. The other thing I want to do is let's play with his face a little bit. So the initial jump part takes a little bit of effort, so what we're going to do is come in here and change out his eyes. We'll go back here, we'll swap them, and we'll go straight to the close. Okay, and then actually before I do that, just so I don't break anything, let's add in the tween. So I'll select here, go classic tween. Classic tween. Okay. And then in the eyes, right here, I want those to be closed. And you know what? Let's make another mouth. So I'll duplicate mouth. Mouth open. And all we're going to do is just kind of make it like a woo mouth. Woo! Like that. That's probably fine. It looks a little silly, but whatever. So right here we'll change you to mouth open. Alright, that looks a little too silly. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit. You know what, let's just use a circle here. Okay, and do that and get rid of the other one. Just like that. Okay, so I don't know why it's cracking me up, but that facial expression is funny to me. Woo! Alright, so now he's got the open mouth. So he jumps. Woo! And then right here we'll open his eyes again. So we'll put F6 and then swap those out. With the regular eye. Okay, and we might keep the mouth. We'll swap this mouth here with the open mouth. Right there. Okay. So if we watch this, he jumps up like that. Okay. Woo! And we might want the eyes closed a little bit longer, actually. So maybe I'll just start with them closed. So right here, we'll swap them with yeah. Woo! Okay, save that, and we can go back to our scene, and we can drag jump out right here. Okay, and we'll just call him jump, just like that. Okay, let's go back to our walk and duplicate it. Next we'll make an idle. Okay, and again I kind of want a clean slate, so we'll remove the tween, get rid of everything, Shift F5. Good to start. So for the idle, I don't want it too short, really. I'll probably do around 10, like we did before. So I'll go to 11 actually, and F6, 5, F6. F6. Okay, so all I'm going to do for the idle, right, is I'll select I'm going to be on this frame here. Select the body. We'll move the right down here, and we'll just rotate him forward a little bit and move him down just a touch, like that. Okay, and then for the arms, we'll just kind of bring them down in a little. Okay, so it's just going to look like he's breathing a little bit, like that. Okay, and then let's add our classic tween. I don't know why I keep doing that so inefficiently, but anyway, and then I'll come back to 10 and put in my F6, get rid of these guys, so shift F5, good. Okay, so it looks like his, if we loop it, so he's really moving pretty fast, right? So let's slow that down a lot. So maybe we'll go to 30, like that. Okay, now let's, so there you go, nice little idle animation. As always, I like to add in a blink. Just, I don't know, it adds to what we're doing. So from right here, actually we want a couple, so F6 is probably enough. So right here, his eyes are open. We'll go here to the blink, swap those out and make them blink. Right, we'll lock everything else right here. And swap these out with close. Back to blink, and then open. Right. So it's important to watch these. Make sure that it's not too fast. You can spread them out a little bit. Right. When he's running, we don't have a lot of space, but here we can, we could probably slow it down a little bit. I don't know. It's probably fine the way it was. But anyway, obviously you'll want to spend more time doing your own animations, but so we'll save that one. We'll go back out to our scene. We'll drag out our idle right here, and we'll call him, you guessed it, idle. So we have idle, walk, jump. We need 2 more animations, just 2 more. Okay, we don't need them, but we're gonna make 2 more. So I'll just copy the idle, duplicate, and we'll call it duck, just because, why not? So for our ducking, again, move tween, remove all that stuff. Okay, so the duck is really a quick motion. You can get away with, like, I don't know, 4 maybe. Not even. Let's go to 2 or 3. Okay, we'll hit F6. And for my duck, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna select the whole body again, and right here, we're gonna rotate him forward and down a little bit, just like that. And then for the legs, I'm going to rotate these out. Like that. And then maybe bring the arms yeah, I don't know, something like that. So he's ducking. And then might as well do the eyes. We'll close them. Okay. And it's so fast we don't need a tween, but I'm going to add it anyway, just because. Right. Maybe. Yep. Okay, good. So we've got our duck. We'll throw him back out on scene 1 here. Boom. Oops. Call him duck. Okay, and finally, we'll just copy. Doesn't matter what we copy, I guess. We'll just copy jump. Duplicate, and this one's called hurt. Come in here. Okay, and so on this one, we'll remove the tween. Clear that out. Okay, so this one is pretty quick as well. So maybe I don't know, like that. Go a little bit more room. This one's a lot like the jump though, so F6 here. Actually, I don't want those F6 yet. So I'll do F5. There we go. So almost right away, here's where we're going to do our thing. So we'll select the body like we do and really knock them back here. And then, you know, flail his arms out a little bit. Okay. The eyes are fine. We'll keep them closed, but we'll change the mouth. Swap that out with the open mouth. Okay. And then we'll settle his position a little bit. Here real quick, I wanted to make his legs go back a little. And not that far. Okay. Yep, there we go. And then maybe we'll open his eyes at the end here. Like that. Okay, so let's create my tweens here. Okay, good. So now I've got the hurt. And we'll just go back to our scene, drag out hurt, and call him hurt. Okay, you don't have to arrange these in any particular way. You can do whatever you want. I don't know, started making a cross pattern here, and that's what happened. So Just center these guys and center those guys. Okay. So make sure they're all labeled. I've got idle, walk, jump, duck, and hurt. Okay, that's good. So I'll save that and export it. And okay, so we have our Swift with our hero animations on it. So it looks like this. Now you can't really see it all, but it's all there, right? So now what we need to do is go into Flash Builder here and close you. Is just copy this Swift into our sprites, okay, and then go down to where our hero is. And right now it's front, but we're going to change it to hero.swf and save that. Okay, so that's really all we need to do. If I come in here, okay, so there's my my jump animation, right, and there's me walking, right. Whee! Let's see what. Oh, I got hurt. Right. So now I have a little animated character, right? Now there is one problem still. See, that's the secret to getting on the platform. Let's let the baddie hit you there. Is if you'll notice is the idle animation will only run one time. Okay, so he runs once and then stops. Every time I move, it'll run, right? So if I change the animation to a walk, it'll play the idle one time, and that's it. Or if I jump, it'll play idle once. Okay, so we need one line of code. All right, so I'll die real quick. So we need to come in here. Okay, so all we need to do is add, so we'll go into our initialize here, and we'll just come down to the bottom, right in here. And what we need to do is go starling art dot loop set loop animation. Okay, and we need to pass an array of animations that loop. Okay, so this, we only have one, it's just idle. And then close that and save. Now if I run it again, if you watch my guy, he's idling, right? He blinks, he moves, he's happy. Woo! He looks like he's having so much fun when he jumps. Woo! Did you see that double kill? It was awesome. So anyway, there's kind of the start of animating a character. It's a similar process to animate everything else. So yeah, there you go. How to start animating the character using Swifts. See you next time.